Alright, here we are with Fellowship of Cybertron, Season 2, Episode 3. I am Devin, playing the playbook The Horizon, and to my left we have Explain Why.
I'm Tyler, I'm playing the playbook The Lantern, and my character is named Amble.
Ian, playing the playbook Collector, and my character's name is Rover.
Kevin, playing the Air playbook, and my character's name is Skyway.
And Pierre's fighter of North Space, the Angel.
Alright, gang, we're in December 2019, and 2019 now.
Yeah.
Crazy, right? So, recap what happened, because Kevin wasn't here last time. Mark is unavailable today.
Well, we had a ghost problem.
There was a ghost. I had forgotten about the ghost problem.
Oh, that was good, actually. That was a great way to start.
What?
Oh. I love that you're like, wait, they sound serious.
Your ship had a ghost problem.
You got haunted for a while.
Yeah. There was
I thought I jetted that body.
No.
I mean, the ghost should have gone with it, right?
So, are you guys talking about the infestation?
Yeah.
Yes. But someone had pets, and those pets had souls?
And when they die, those souls get angry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
forgot to feed your humans again?
You know,
I fed them.
They
I
tend to
left.
die
I left one of
eventually.
those. You know, those things that you would drop into water for your fish when you'd go away on holidays.
We have to have a talk about your mass murder. That keeps
Iodine,
happening.
so it dies, so you don't have to worry about it when you come back.
No, there used to be these like dissolvable pellets that like fed them daily.
Yeah, cyanide capsule.
That's
So you, don't have to care
That's
for your,
a
so you
relax.
don't have to care for your children's fucking fish and lizards when you get back from vacation. And the baby's just like, I don't know what I did, but all your pets died. I'm so sorry. You're like, hey, sweetie, it's okay. Nothing you could have done. This just happens sometimes. You give the babysitter a bit of a bonus because she feels bad that you killed a fish, but in reality, you killed them. So now you don't have to deal with that shit
That
anymore.
went dark quickly. So yeah, we had ghosts, and we have humanoids living on our ship in a tank, and the ghost problem is dealt with.
They're
Are
like
they
human
willingly
terrarium.
living in that
Yes, they were. What were they? They were stowaways from the planet we dropped off at.
So it seems like we're all talking in character at this point on the planet.
Yeah.
We are on the moon of Pandora around the gas giant. You are in the cave underneath the kind of like central meeting place of these aliens, and you're there.
And it,
Skywarp?
Skyway.
Skyway.
I just
It's like
assumed
Janeway, but better.
Yeah, I got it.
In her hover chair, which is pacing back and forth for her.
I like how the hover chair is pacing, not floating back and forth, pacing.
Little tiny
on.
brass legs underneath.
Nice.
Yeah, Rover didn't intend his terrariums. I had to get him the scrap out of it.
I thought we had this talk.
Sorry,
Rover.
Captain. Sorry.
I did tell him.
If you can't care for your terrariums, you can't have them.
Sorry, Captain. I didn't realize that they would actually be able to affect us in some way. It was an interesting development.
So I'll help you learn that actions have consequences.
Yes, Captain.
You make it sound like you're the one that killed them.
I mean, it's
In a way.
Like Archer's mom hiding his bike.
That's why you always leave a note.
Yeah, one of the mini-cons, Ecto 3.
Ecto 3.
Yep.
Ecto 3, which is like a mini-con just like Roketa, but he transforms into a little box, showing you like footage. And it's like, yeah, there's like a graveyard they had, and like portals were opening up, and monsters were coming out of the graveyard and possessing machinery and trying to smash it open.
So you're describing it as a box, and I'm just picturing the Ecto Cooler box. That she's just like
It's a
sipping
ghost
out of
trap.
with a straw in it.
It's literally a ghost
Okay.
trap. He turns into a ghost trap, which he used to trap the ghosts.
Oh.
The literal, like, magnetic electro ghosts.
Yes, Captain. Situation was dealt with.
Okay, so
Yeah, you did good, Ecto.
Thank you, comrade.
onto the bigger issue, I suppose.
You're literally at the mouth of the cave or deep down. Botanica, the
Titan.
Metro Titan, has said, you gotta get rid of these fucking people off her planet, or she's gonna put it into the gas giant and sterilize it.
Yeah.
I mean, that does sound like good leverage to convince these miners to leave.
Yep. I think one of them owes me a favor, Captain. So hopefully we can.
Put the screws to them.
I think the
I
favor.
was gonna say do this diplomatically, but yes.
That's what I said.
Yes, we were dealing with the House Security Force with Captain Greaves
Yes, Captain
from the
Greaves.
Inner System Hegemony, something.
They're from the Star League.
Yeah, of the.
They're going to
Lots.
war with the ISH.
Huh.
Huh.
Well, I guess my notes were wrong.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna basically thank Osiris for letting us, come here and hang out. And then, are we leaving, Captain, or?
Yes, we should deal with the miners.
Yeah.
Explain the situation.
So, did we establish whether Botanica needs that component that they're mining here?
The Naquita?
Yeah.
That's just part of her planet. It's part of the shit she's doing.
Yeah. I'm assuming she wants it.
Everything on the planet she wants, and the most thing she wants the least is people interfering with her planet.
Have we been doing scans of other planets on the way here? Like, does the ship do that automatically? Yeah. Has there been any sign of this ore that's here?
Naquita is a highly rare substance to come across naturally. It has to be refined using basically like particle engines from gas giants or exotic stars. It's very hard to come across naturally.
But hard isn't impossible.
It's not impossible, but there's none in this system.
Additionally, even if we did find another source, they would have
They
to
would
get
just-
there.
And they'd want both of them, knowing the way most humanoids
Militaries work?
or most organic life.
Well, a big enough source, it's going to take
Everyone.
more than a lifetime to drill it. By
Yeah.
the time that's dealt with.
True.
If you want my advice, the first thing they're going to say is that they're just under contract, and that if they go away, someone else will just get the contract and come back to mine it anyways. So you need to find a way to convey to them that this place is out of bounds.
No,
It might be in their best interest to set up some kind of ruse that it's maybe inhospitable or barren, or they just ran out.
I mean, it sure will be if it goes into the sun. That's
Well,
Gas
the
giant.
gas
the
giant.
gas giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Osiris is your buddy now, right? You made a bond with him?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just your companion now.
Okay.
You just own him.
Another one for the
I
collection.
don't know necessarily if I want to take him. If it looks like things are going to go south, I'm definitely going to take him and a bunch of his kind.
You're ultra rare now.
Yeah. Especially because they can connect with machinery thanks to Botanica.
Organic technology.
Yes, but I definitely want to research that technology more. It's an interesting thing. But yeah, no, I do know that he is my companion. It's just I will let you know whether I specifically take him or not.
Time for a vivisection, buddy.
Freeze you in carbonite.
Yeah, it's very clear the life here has been manufactured,
Yeah.
directed by some sort of larger entity.
Intelligent design.
Yeah, they're intelligently designed. You guys even were able to do scans of these things. Their bones have carbon nanotube weaving going through them, and their muscles are lined with rare materials and metals.
Fiber optic nerves.
Fiber optic nervous systems.
I don't believe there's even a point in deceit. Whether or not they cooperate, there's no way that they can stay here and not go into the gas giant.
Yeah.
Well, you could try convincing the locals to mine it for them and send it to space using ground bridges that they have.
But they might just strip mine it until it starts going into the gas giant and then
Yeah.
abandon it as lost.
Yeah.
They don't care what happens to it after that, but they're not going to walk away from a payday.
What's her name? Tropicana? Who's in the middle of Botanica? Did Botanica specify if she was okay with the miners being here non-destructively, or if this is a get them off my planet, or I will destroy the entire everything?
I believe it was a very much get them off my planet.
So that's... It sounds like turning the natives here into miners to mine for them is pretty much just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, but the miners from here wouldn't be interfering with its own ecosystem, really.
It would be interfering with the culture they've established here, turning them into indoctrinated workers rather than the culture that they already have.
Botanica specified that she doesn't want foreign life forms on her planet because she's running long experiments on them. So conceivably, the miners mining it and then the ore just disappearing wouldn't be that big of a problem.
Yeah.
But there's a matter of quantity.
Yeah.
Quantity.
So we need to bootstrap into an industrial age pretty fast for the quantities to add up.
Botanica isn't a sociologist or an anthropologist. She's a biologist. So she doesn't give a shit what their culture looks like.
Well, in that case, perhaps they could establish a trade so it's more than
Yup.
simply... Have the creatures living here established anything that they need or want?
Osiris, is there anything you need or want?
We have everything we could ever want for here, except for the Sky Terrors.
They might just want peace.
Weapons?
Well,
They might need to pay tribute.
Turning these people into a tributary sounds like a
Yeah.
rather...
That's
I mean,
not a nice
tributary or
life.
death situation, I suppose. Or possibly, create a war and have them deal with it themselves, which would probably mean more death. Because we won't be here to protect them. They'll have to fend for themselves.
The entities living here have done nothing to deserve this kind of invasion whatsoever, to subvert their way of life.
So drastically.
Well, we don't choose when we're getting invaded, unfortunately.
How did the invaders get here? Refresh my memory.
They must have found that this planet had the ore they were looking for by scanning.
Do they have gate technology, or do they take ships here?
I believe they have faster than light speed technology.
They might have a form of FTL, but they still have to do inter-system distances, and those take forever.
What about some sort of dampener on the planet that would prevent at faster than light speed on their frequencies?
Does anyone know if any devices...
Sounds like you'd have to make contact with them and figure out what their tech's like.
Because if we drive these ones off simply through the explanation that, again, gas giant, then we won't have to worry about more coming because the technology won't be there.
Yeah.
Or the technology won't be compatible with
Well, let's
dampeners.
go discuss with Captain Grieve and see what he says.
All right.
Okay, you guys are ready to head back to the landing site?
Yeah.
It's going to be a long journey. Woo. Oh boy.
Really? Is the forest still against us? Even
Still
though
a
we
long
talked...
journey. And Botanica doesn't micromanage. She's
I
not
guess
a-
that's
she's
fair.
not like controlling every blade of grass.
That's fair.
Why would she? The planet can't hurt her.
That's... yeah.
Okay, so yeah, someone start off with a scenario and pass it on to someone. The forests of Pandora's moon are, or I guess, yeah, Pandora the moon, are vivid, beautiful, bioluminescent, and they give off this ever-present danger to them. Like, there's always something kind of off in the periphery ready to, like, eat something else.
Probably a good start. Maybe our rover can find some nice specimen he'd like to take, and that could be sort of a conflict. But probably a good frame for that.
Similar to what we did last time, though. Do you want to do that, or...?
I mean, it's a recurring problem with Rover.
It's fair.
He has
That
sticky
is-
servo motivators.
It's true.
Just gonna get out the water spritzer.
Oil spritzer. No.
This water is acid. Let's be a lesson to you.
As we're traveling through the jungle, Viator is off a little bit on his own, not moving. and you become aware that there is a pack of feral cats that is trying to encircle you.
Oh.
Like, every cat on this planet is by default feral. So I'm just imagining, like, actual Earth alley cats, but, like, inside. Like, meow. Like, black with the white tough chest, or, like, you know, little, like, notched ears or whatever. Or, like, the little gingery gremlin-y looking ones. They're just kind
You're
of, like,
being
bad.
attacked by Rum Tum Tugger.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's like... It's like in Team America, where the leopards were kittens. Adorable, adorable, teeny little kittens.
Oh,
Which was almost the best bit of that entire movie. They just use tiny kitten cats.
What, not the entire puppet sex scene down?
They're like these tigers. Like, how are they gonna do puppet tigers? Like, they're kitten cats. You got to imagine that they had to have thought of that. They're like, oh, how the fuck are we gonna do this? And they're like, I got a perfect solution.
A perfect solution.
Right. All right. You're being surrounded by cats.
oh,
Apex predators.
You look adorable.
Ambush predators. Also, your danger level on this planet's high enough that, yeah, I just get that.
Oh yeah, a group of predators. Let's see. So I'll probably try to use my words of power, the word stop, to make them not attack me.
All right, word of power stop. Do you have to spend that at all?
Let's see. Like unnatural things, threat words, and those that mean you harm resist the words of power. So I'd have to.
I mean, they're not unnatural. They're just animals.
Yeah, but they're those that mean me harm.
They do mean you harm.
So I'd have to like damage my stat to like delay them for a bit. So I'll damage my blood to channel my power and stop them from murdering me as I fly away.
They just fly up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he was a bit ahead, so as you guys are walking on in,
Yep.
you got a bunch of cats.
Rover, you see some awesome cats. Probably one of them in your collection, but
Yeah, Rover, moving forward, sees these cats, watches you fly away.
They're looking at you guys.
Okay. I don't want to mess with this too much more. I got a lot of samples last time. And I mean, if this planet is going to go into the gas giant, I'm going to take everything then. I'm not going to take too much now because I don't want to piss off Botanica.
they're awesome cats.
Why don't you let me deal with this problem? I'll just scare him off.
Ah, thank you, Amble. That sounds
Saws.
good. I'll move back and let Amble go ahead.
You might want to close your eyes.
Have to delegate. Wee.
Yeah. So, Screamo jumps up on top
Mew,
of him,
mew.
and his beams go into just a hugely bright blast. Like, you can probably see this from miles around. These spinning red beams. And everything around me is blinded.
All right, they'll scatter. And you didn't hurt the local wildlife, so the threat response doesn't increase.
But they're
If you have
blind.
harmed one fucking hair on their heads.
One of them's having a seizure.
No, it's okay. That one.
But now they're blind kittens.
No, they're blinded. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
They'll never recover emotionally.
Alright, let's all stick together now. Veter, you can come down. The danger has passed.
Womp, 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 womp. Ah. Okay. So Skyway, how are you dealing with all this nature and foliage you have to waddle through?
I'm taller than you guys, so my head's probably poking above it all.
This is a gigantic planet.
It's a macro planet. The foliage is cheaper.
I have a mount. And I fly, actually.
You're a flyer.
Ah.
So she's kind of like floating around and using like a beacon down below so that she can guide you guys along. Use
Laser pointer.
laser pointer, yes.
That's where the cats came from.
Wheel.
But with one figure, you were guiding the party. With the other figure, you were guiding the cats.
Just trade one of them off. Come on, give it. I need my entertainment.
I pray for death. Yummy, yummy death.
Well, I guess that I have to deal with the sky, whatever they're called.
Yeah, there's sky monsters, but they're not gonna get me.
If one does, she just kind of reaches out with a hand and just, like, clotheslines it.
Yeah. Alright, that was dealt with. Set up someone else.
Alright. Who's left, actually?
Tyler and Ian.
Yeah, I think you have to do Ian, though.
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck are the names here?
Amble and Rover.
Guess which is which.
Okay, Amble. Off in the distance, you see what appears to be an abandoned mining setup, or like the start of one. It looks like it was attacked by wild animals. You kind of see what an emergency beacon going off. Let's see. What kind of mining equipment are they using here? Like, would they be using explosives at all?
Sure. Sci-fi fucking mining equipment. Yeah, they're using C4 and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like they were using C4, and it's kind of dangerously close to. There's fires and whatnot. This place got wrecked by some large predator. So it looks like if something isn't done, the C4 might go off and damage stuff around here.
Well, we can't be having them messing around with more of Botanica's experiments. We're gonna have to go in. Before we do that, let me patch you up a bit.
That'll be appreciated, yes.
Yeah, while you patch them up, I'll head over there and deal with this. It's one of the things I was trained for. Rover changes into his alt form, kind of rolls over the forest, making his way, and a little kind of small arm telescopes out from him as he starts picking away at the mining rubble and other things.
You get to the camp?
Yeah.
Osiris is there with you. He was shadowing you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the camp is a large, it looks like it's a shuttle landing pad that would head back to the main site. It's been thoroughly destroyed, overgrown. There's plasma fires everywhere, heavy machining equipment like mech suits and stuff that have just been trashed. And there's munitions here that are going to catch and detonate.
Yeah, as I said, have a few, from a little bit of a distance, telescoping a few arms in to just kind of stomp out some of the fires and trying to pick up and move the munitions farther away from the fire, getting it all into one coordinated area. Once the fires are, I'll use... what do I have here? I'll use one of my useful items here. And I'm just going to say I manage with my arm to pick up all the munitions, and I'll put it in a little box or a bag on the back of me, and putting out the rest of the fires with, for lack of better words, a fire extinguisher. Yeah.
Chemical extinguisher.
Yeah, and then cleaning up the mining site so it won't collapse or destroy anything else, and that way it's, not in such disarray, and I can bring back whatever rubble for the people when we head back to the main base.
Okay, well, he returns.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Gonna throw that bad weather cut at you because you're all suffering from it, so that pollen storm kicks up again, starting to scour through.
Yeah, gonna use one of my uses again and spray myself down in oil. Just. Oh.
Yeah, when you guys get back, you're all getting a soft cut of damage coming at you from this caustic pollen storm that's going through the planet right now.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna just tuck in on my walking stick and weather the storm.
Let's all huddle together, perhaps, and weather something like that or something. Let's all overcome together. Right?
Aha!
Roll with hope and whatever. Who's got the best blood here?
Not me.
0.
-1.
2.
There you go.
Okay.
So set up some, I don't know, tent for us or something? Mr. Doctor?
Yeah. I'm gonna use my little light to turn into a tool, and he's gonna turn into a fan and just start blowing. I'm gonna say, "Everyone, just get behind me."
Alright, you keep the constant acid pollen away for now. Or you're gonna roll, sorry. I thought it was a use, not a roll.
No, it's a roll.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's 11.
Huzzah.
Ba.
Overcame.
Yay.
Alright, well the long journey completes, and you find yourself back at the Alpha Site. These aliens, again, they're large, they're partially cybernetic, gray skin, they look like they're a kind of, strong bio-species. They all have gas equipment, and there's smaller aliens with them in mech suits that are like hauling stuff, getting stuff ready. It looks like they're building up, for an attack.
Okay, when we reach the gates.
Yeah, they let you in. You're distinct. Osiris is there, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep him with us.
So is Thoth.
Oh, Thoth came with?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, okay, you got 2 of the aliens with you.
do you want to put a little collar on him so he's marked as,
Property.
No, they should walk in the middle.
Yeah, they'll walk in the middle of us. We'll kind of like be fanned out around them.
This is the Night Terror's hive, Thoth says.
Yeah, we're gonna kindly ask them to leave.
We tried that once.
Oh, we haven't yet.
The captain can be very persuasive.
Alright, well, they'll let you in, and eventually the leader, Captain Grieve, approaches. He has like uniform gear on, Atmo tech and weapon systems. He looks like he's a soldier. You're back, and you've brought specimens.
Natives of the planet. I don't believe we've met.
No, I'm Captain Grieve of this military company.
Captain Skyway of the Autobots.
Is that what you're calling yourselves now?
So I'm afraid to inform you that your men are in great danger.
He's listening.
This planet will soon drift into a gas giant. It is on an unavoidable collision course if your men do not retreat.
I have my PK techs checking this planet regularly for any sort of instability. It's in a stable orbit.
There's something very unstable on this planet at its core. I believe you should speak to her, actually.
He's giving you this expression like, I don't know what's happening here.
You think that's wise, Captain?
He's not a riddle guy.
I think it's wise if we skip any sort of negotiations between the two of us and have her explain exactly what will happen.
Oh, Botanica won't talk to not Cybertronians.
Oh, right.
If it gets to the stage where you're bringing the infestation directly to her lab,
First protocol. On it.
yeah, she's gonna nuke this planet.
Oh, for God's sake.
Are you familiar with the Titan?
It's a word in our culture that means giant like a mountain.
Right. So, imagine what that word means in our culture.
Alright. Again, I'm not a riddles guy.
We're not speaking in riddles. One of us is literally in the center of this planet.
They are this planet.
Controlling it.
One of you is in the moon's core.
Yes.
Yes, she has direct control of this planet, and she has stated quite
Unequivocally?
unequivocally that if your men do not leave this planet, it will go right into that gas giant. He just kind of gestures off.
He looks at one of the smaller aliens and like taps something onto his data pad, and like they go back and forth. There are structures on this moon that look like there's some sort of naturally forming core vent system. We always kind of wondered what that might have been or what it caused it. We thought it was deep asteroid impact during its molten phase. It lines up with archaic propulsion systems for planetary defense networks.
You fought here for a while. You must have studied what you fought. I'm sure in your dissections you've noticed that these organisms are unique.
I don't get paid to dwell on anthropological insights.
No, but you get paid to know your enemy.
The planet obviously had some sort of uplift precursor species involved. That much was obvious to us.
And
They weren't here now. They weren't here at the time, which meant it was free pickings.
We're telling you that that is false information.
Yeah, the precursor species is still here. So why didn't she just talk with us? She could have sent us a comm signal.
She thinks you're below her.
Kind of gestures at you guys. Yeah.
We're sorry.
Yes, unfortunately, Botanica has no use to study a planet with what she calls an infestation.
Okay, so I've actually looked at some of the autopsy reports of these creatures, and they cannot survive a gas giant atmosphere. It'll kill them.
Yes, she
So
plans
this sounds
on,
like a bluff.
She plans on restarting. This
could-
is not a bluff.
She
She works on an astronomical scale of time.
Well, then it sounds like she's the bad guy here. I'm doing a 9 to 5. I'm on a 5-year contract before I get to go home and live on my retirement fund. All right, I did my mandatory civil service. Why don't we just kill her and move on with it?
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, right. Cybertronians. You tend to stick together, clump together, combine together.
That probably also she runs half of this planet, so it wouldn't go well either way.
No, we've taken specimens off-world and they survive just fine. Sounds like someone's making themselves out to be more important than they originally were.
I'm not sure what part of steering the entire planet into a gas giant you're not understanding.
Kill her. She can't do it.
You're going to kill her.
We might not be able to pull it off, but I just met 5 interesting people that seem to care about whether or not the life on this planet survives. She's talking about genociding 2 people. She's a monster, even by Cybertronian standards. Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, she does go for the nuclear option.
It's very rare your people don't. We asked you to stop. Our ancestors asked you to stop expanding this area of space that you dropped out of the Star League. Put your space as a kill zone.
I have no context for any of this.
I'm gonna switch to not
It switched
letting...
to not talking to this asshole.
Yeah, I
Well,
literally have no
like-
context for anything he's talking about, so...
Because
Neither do they.
it's currently
Fighter.
Viator translating for us, technically.
Yeah, he's translating back.
Well,
into
no,
this.
I think these guys were talking to us on normal.
He doesn't-
Oh yeah, they speak Cybertronian. I think.
Oh yeah, he does. Oh, fuck.
Only the natives weren't.
You
Yeah.
just speak not Cybertronian. You are ancient alien super creatures.
I'm gonna switch to a different language.
Like binary.
Yeah.
Boop beep boop.
We.
Wee you.
Like that language Bumblebee speaks without his voice modulator.
Yeah.
So, Cybertron used to be part of this. What do they call it?
The Star League.
The Star League. Ancient civilization band together when they went to the stars and met each other millions of years ago. But I think we dropped out of that after the Golden Age.
Yeah, right around the autocracy showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For various reasons.
That's all well and good, but I don't know if what he's asking is even possible.
I don't... As much as I don't like the idea of harming another one of our kind,
Yeah, Cybertronians never do that.
especially one who is studying such interesting research. I do disagree with their philosophy of...
No, she identifies as her.
Okay,
It's okay.
her philosophy of just killing everything on this planet when it goes differently.
There's nothing to guarantee that the moment we pick up arms against her, she doesn't start doing damage control. Let's put it that way.
Well, yes, exactly.
Break the entire moon in half.
This is someone with their finger on the nuclear button. And
Yeah.
that's unfortunately the way it is. It's a hostage situation. And these miners are the easiest link to get rid of without causing mass harm.
And how do you want to do that?
Well, the captain seems to be the one keeping him here.
Captain Greaves.
Oh, you're taking me in? He puts his cup of drink down.
Still speaking apart, and he's like, I was going to start up a conversation about how to deal with him without specifically bringing him into the conversation about how we're going to deal with him.
Well,
How would you like to be
wasn't-
paid off? Would you like this
Picks up
rare
his
black
drink.
lotus?
Continues to kind of just go
Very
back
well.
on the ball of his heels, watching you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. How do we... as I say, Captain, he does owe me a favor or two. Which...
I mean, there's a limit
favor.
of
It
how
is a
much
big
you can do.
favor. Oh,
with a
I know.
favor.
I'm just... This is in character. I'm not talking
Yeah.
game mechanically.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
It is a
also
true statement, though. There is a limit
Yeah.
to favors.
Yes.
I think you'd be surprised.
Yeah. And I might be able to find some things that could distract them in my collection, hopefully. But I don't know for how long.
Big enough EMP to destroy all their equipment. They have nothing to work on. Force a retreat.
And then they come back.
Yeah.
Again, the dampeners I mentioned before. If we could get something like that set up before they get back. Even just set up a minefield around this planet. Something to keep them away. A beacon to warn them, obviously, but...
And then have Botanica change the orbit.
If we explain to her the reason for the defenses...
Yes. The issue with changing the orbit is that it will probably kill most of the life on this planet as the orbit shifts. And that's the issue.
It's not weirdly the nuclear option.
As much, I agree with Amble there that changing the orbit to another system or something would be nice, but
Well, I wasn't suggesting that. It's just maybe like rotating it.
well, she'd still be here, so how they'd still find her.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
The switch place with another
Um,
planet.
Some kind of orbital holographic field, something to make it look like this planet's barren or destroyed. Something
Yeah,
happened.
something that'll jam their frequencies, so they'll think it's mined or that it's. How did they, Captain Grief?
Yeah. What can I do for you?
How do your scanners pick up this ore?
Oh, this isn't gonna.
What was that, Kevin?
This isn't gonna make it sound super obvious what we're trying to do here. How can we jam your signals?
If someone were to subvert you,
What are your three greatest fears?
What's your price?
What's your doom?
all right. Well, we sent out von Neumann probes into this arm of the spiral galaxy we reside in. Eventually, it picked up scans of this planet's Naquita deposits, reported back to the Prime Basilisk or to the Prime von Neumann probe, which reported back to us.
Interesting.
He uses the term von Neumann probe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Self-replicating probes.
It's an Earth term, but an Earth scientist named von Neumann. It's a fucking alien.
Maybe Von Neumann was an alien, and then the human was named after him.
I did the same thing with Einstein-Rosen bridges.
Oh, Asgard.
What do you think, Captain?
Is there a follow-up to that?
No, switching back to binary.
What's the play here?
Destroy their mining equipment because so they can't mine.
And
Force a
then,
retreat, essentially.
and then use jammers or something.
Jammers, any way to prevent them from getting back to this planet.
Well, they probably mapped it, do they?
Yes.
So,
Needs a sort of planetary cloaking field. But I will only keep them away for so long.
yeah.
Just standing there staring at you guys.
Or we could smack them off the planet. Just wait till they come back. Smack them again. Wait.
Sounds like a
Smack 'em
detriment
again.
to our year-long
Yeah.
mission.
Yeah.
Our,
this
what,
is-
our year-long mission? We've got cycles and cycles. Eventually they'll decide it's just not worth it.
Or they may start adapting technology to slap us back.
Yeah.
Well, we could try arming the
The
local
other-
biological lives and make them defend themselves.
Quick point of note. The other issue, if we stayed here for too many cycles, is those Leviathans are on a track this way. And either way, Botanica said once the Leviathans get here, she's going into that gas giant to protect herself. Because those Leviathans don't like the gas giant.
Well, that's probably thousands of years from now. Which
Yes, but
this
as a-
species hopefully will be able to develop technology so they'll be able to either survive the gas giant or move somewhere else.
They'll discover their own FTL at that point. And
Yes.
should it come to that, they might just leave themselves.
It's actually a very reasonable outcome. Be like, no, if we keep them alive long enough, they'll just solve it on their own.
Like, we
Yeah.
can't save every single planet we come across from the
Yes.
Leviathans.
No, I
That's
agree. I'm just
And the
saying.
Leviathans aren't going to hit every single
Yeah.
world.
I'm just stating, like, if we stay here for cycles and cycles and cycles, we're going to be dealing with that issue too. But
I think they'll give up long before that.
yeah. But do we want to spend cycles and cycles and cycles on this planet?
I'm not doing anything else.
Fair.
I mean, we don't need that many cycles to uplift them into being able to defend themselves.
And
probably.
fuck with Botanica's experiment!
Exactly, right? Like, us being here is going to do that.
But that's a sociological.
We'll just be on our
change.
ship away from the moon.
Alright.
Like, we're not going to be hanging out here.
Yeah. If we just float around on our ship waiting.
For a few centuries. Well, not even that long. Just a while. That might work.
Yeah.
So who wants to deliver the news?
You know, who's the best at being the bearer of bad news? Just turn towards one of their mining equipment and just shoot.
War were
What it
declared.
means when companions do hope?
No.
Captain Grieve.
I mean, if we did just get rid of the captain, I could just use "Yes, my liege." When you issue an order, to, command to someone below your rank, they'll do it immediately, no questions asked.
Jesus.
I can use speak clearly. I can speak softly to a crowd. When I do, I can spend one of my questions to give them an order.
Someone is below you, your rank, if they are your people, if they are a companion, or if they serve or follow someone who has shown you royal treatment. And royal treatment is that thing where if I visit the ruler of a place and introduce myself, me and my friends are given a room for the night and a hot meal to fill your bellies for the charge. Which is technically what this is.
Yeah. And Captain Grieve is one of my companions. So.
Oh no, he's the boss. He doesn't ever be your companion.
Oh, well, I have bonds with him.
Yeah, you got a bond
Yeah.
used to like twist it
Yeah.
away. You gonna talk to Captain Grieve?
Yeah.
Captain
Okay.
Grieve.
Again. Captain Greed.
And we've been speaking in binary, so like every sentence takes hours.
Yeah.
Oh, the way Bumblebee speaks, he can speak at a normal pace and people understand him.
Well, probably having high
It just sounds like
binary.
It sounds like droid speak. And he's like, oh god.
So we've discussed a lot of things here, and we've settled on not attacking Botanica, for starters.
Not really surprising me.
And I think, secondly, our best option is to just ask you guys to leave. And the third option is force you guys to leave.
Okay, I'm gonna point out a few things right here. If we leave, someone else is gonna show up.
Yeah, and we'll be here.
To stop them.
While the ships we have here right now probably can't match your ancient Cybertronian war species warship. I know that the Star League is very interested in this site because it's a close source of Nakoda. So they'll send more ships. And maybe the first dozen or 100 won't scratch your hull. But the preceding few hundred or thousand will. 2, if we decide to stay and fight here in a firefight, now that we know that you have one of your people in the core of the planet basically giving us all this problems, we can target the Nakoda where she's living, that central place you guys went, because you give off Cybertronian signatures and it's not that hard to track that. Hit the Nakoda with energy weapons. Nakoda is a naturally forming energy capacitor. It builds up over time. If we overcharge the mother load deposit, it'll eventually reach critical mass and detonate. Nakoda tends to, as the PK texts tell me, exponentially increase the energy put in its critical mass explosion. It's kind of like a natural occurring runaway nuclear meltdown. So I'm almost certain if we hit Botanica at the mother load site, we can kill her and probably strip this planet's atmosphere.
1, you can't.
1, don't. Please no.
3, I really don't want to have to keep getting into firefights with the locals here. Like, on some level, I get it. This is just their home. But I was hired to do a job. And my replacement will be just hired to do a job. He might not give a shit. So just throwing that out there. I'm reasonably certain if we skip this whole kill Botanica idea, we could probably crack this planet. We'd rather have some of the Nakoda than none of it.
How many ships are here?
2.
Two that are
One
important.
company ship, one security ship. Company ship looks like a big UFO, and the security ship looks like a long sort of freight hauler.
I'm thinking cracking the planet would take you a certain amount of time.
Absolutely, but Nakoda holds a charge for quite a while. So even if our ships here don't do it, if we keep sending ships into orbit to keep your ship occupied while maybe an artillery lancer or a thermal vessel keeps hitting it, I figure in a couple of waves, the Nakoda will go critical and kill everything here, and then you'll leave.
Or we remove,
I'll be super dead at that point, but
or we remove the Nakoda before you get here, because Botanica won't stop us because we're such chummy Cybertronians, as you put it.
so you're willing to mine the Nakoda for us.
Well, I did propose
you
that
just,
as
you
an
just
option.
threatened to crack the planet in half.
That's what Botanica did, and you were all okay with that.
Yeah, but she owns the planet.
Oh, right. She owns the life here. They're her
She
property.
literally made them, so.
Yeah.
They're her property, right?
Yes.
For pets.
Yes.
Compared to what you consider them.
Hey, they're just living here doing their thing. I'm not going to not kill them if they get in the way of us mining this place. I'm also not going to wipe them out to the man by stripping the atmosphere by throwing it into a gas giant.
No, you'll strip
that
the atmosphere
literally
by
just
cracking
what
the
you do?
planet.
Yeah, if you decide to declare war on us while we're in the middle of a conflict against the IHS or the ISH.
Well,
It's not even going to be me. It's going to be like my 20th replacement that'll eventually do it. I'll probably die this day if we decide to go to war over it. So I won't even be the one pulling the trigger.
I kind of just want to kill him. Kill the man.
Are we back in the team huddle?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that wasn't even in character. That's just out of character. They're really lucky we have to be good guys here because I kind of just want to kill him for the man.
I mean, we don't have to be the good guys.
That's kind of the point of this
Yes,
game.
we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just joking.
Look. You're mad at the wrong people. I can tell you're doing the thing. You're mad at the wrong people here, right? What did I just say? There's going to be like 20, 30 replacements of me, right?
Yep.
Who the hell is getting those replacements? Oh, you think I'm doing this for free?
No.
I'm being paid. My replacement's gonna be paid. He's gonna get hazard pay once you start shooting up this place. Prick. I don't know why I'm the bad guy here. Focus on the guy paying me.
And they are?
Points to the UFO in orbit.
Oh, okay.
The mining company. The actual company paying to mine this place. We're their security.
Back to the ship. We're gonna shoot that down.
No. Let's.
Sorry, exactly.
We could always negotiate with the other people.
Pull the muscle.
Yeah, let me pause. Charlie horse. Alright, we're back. So, Captain Grieve is just hanging out.
Okay.
You guys.
All right, let's go visit the space company.
We want to talk to your superior.
Yeah, sure. Alright, one moment. I can ring him up. He gestures to follow him.
We'll follow them.
And there's like a large comms building that has like hardline data connections and stuff, and there's like small aliens and like his species, which are again your sized, going back and forth. And he kind of walks in and starts delegating, like, all right, get us a SAC connection going, ring, authorization code, blah blah blah. And he just walks into the middle, and it like kind of goes a bit around him like it's a hologram projector built for big people like you. Okay, an alien appears on screen at about proportional size, but you fucking can tell by the way they move that they're a small-sized alien that's making themselves look big on the holo projector. To be able to talk to Captain Grieve as equals.
Project themselves as just a giant face.
Right,
Oh,
just
Mr.
bigger. And you can
Snow.
tell they move, that they're slow or they're faster. You
Yeah.
just tell. It's like, hey, we got a problem here. No, not the local life. Yeah, we got... Gestures. They showed up. Their planet. They want us to leave. No, they definitely said they'd kill all of us. You too. Specifically. Really? Okay. Yeah, alright. Yeah, she wants to talk to you guys.
Good.
This is already a very good first impression.
Captain?
He just kind of leans on one of the, it's a circular handrail affair that you stand in the middle of, like a little arena, but it's big enough for all of you. He just kind of leans on a rail with a pot of drink. The alien is one of those smaller aliens. They look kind of like a gray, or they look kind of bluish and stuff. Hard to make out. It's like a blue light hologram display. They're sitting in a chair. They have like a little desk and like stuff. Hello, I'm Executive Numeria of this mining operation. I'm contracted out by the Star League. You must be the ancients that our captain spoke so highly of.
Captain Skyway and my crew.
Hello.
A pleasure.
Indeed.
How can we help you today?
Tyler Kevin.
You can
Leave us.
leave.
More specifically, this planet is the property of our empire, a high-ranking former member of our autocracy.
Well, you have to forgive me. I'm afraid our records on property rights for the nascent Knights of Cybertron Empire are a little out of date ever since you officially seceded from the Star League and went back to your territories in the neighboring galaxy. This is quite unconventional. We were under the impression that this spiral galaxy had been seceded from.
Some of us remained behind. This planet is an artificial construct of sorts, created and seeded by one of our Autochthonian members.
You would call him a biologist, I guess?
Okay, so a member of your science council has taken an interest in life forms here.
No, has created the life forms here.
She like brings up a imaging of the planet and like various parts that are like lit up where the Naquita deposits are they're trying to get to and stuff. And like there seems to be like a larger deposit in the planet's core. And it's like, well, we scanned this planet for any conflicting out of place artifacts and we couldn't really find it.
She's in the core itself. The planet is built around her, essentially.
So like she like zooms the map up to the core.
I mean,
The metal deposit they're looking to get.
Yeah.
like,
So you mean inside the deposit?
Yes.
well, I think you should have those records of, that we are robots in disguise. That's kind of our thing.
I was told that was a slur.
We can say it.
Motherfucker, Ian. We can say it. Said Boomer with the hard R.
This planet is essentially a nature preserve belonging to her. And the mining operations set up have greatly upset the delicate balance that
Why
she
were
had
we not
established.
contacted when we first came into orbit then?
She's not much to talk with others.
We sent probes ahead of time to scout this planet to make sure it wasn't infringing on any local polity. Had we received a communication that this was property of the Knights of Cybertron, we would of course moved on, declared it an unusable resource, something that wouldn't bring a profit. We've brought our vessels here and our crew, and we've already started paying red lines.
Well, the system
wait.
does send out the Cybertron signal. Maybe it was kind of too weak to pick up with your senses. Maybe you weren't looking for the right spectrum.
They can't pick it up on their scanners.
Oh.
It's too alien for their tech to scan.
Who owns the deed to this planet currently? Is that a thing?
Well, our von Neumann probes discovered it, so we do.
Would you be willing to sell said deed?
Start pulling your item, Ian.
The Star League doesn't really have an interest in the planet per se, only in its resources that can be extracted and refined for our continuing war against the ISH. So, we're looking for the value of the Naquita. There's certain... What's the word when you have to reach a deadline or you have to reach a certain amount of output?
Quotas?
Yeah, there are certain quotas that are expected to be kept from this operation.
She's not expecting what you've already mined back. It is the presence of the miners on the planet itself that is the issue. If they were to simply pack up and take what they have, there would be no taxing or
They
expectations.
haven't reached their quota yet. The miners are expected to bring a certain amount of Aquila back with them.
We use Naquita as an exotic element in our FTL technology, as well as some of our more advanced weaponry. It's sort of the lifeblood of the Star League. It's how we use the relays around the various solar systems here to actually jump between the galaxy at FTL speed.
The planet is going to be hurled into a gas giant if you don't leave.
But we need to meet that quota. Or at least find some amount of value.
Out of character again, we had those. We've been scanning planets, and you said it's difficult to find like deposits of this, but I assume like smaller deposits we picked up and whatnot.
You could make a thing out of trying to find another alternate source for them.
Yeah.
That would be what you have to do. You'd have to make it a thing.
Okay, well, what if we tell you, I'll give you this, and I'm going to pull out
Your precious thing.
my precious thing.
You have another use of that fucking thing
Oh, I restocked its uses between sessions.
as a level up.
Oh, as you,
Eating food?
it costs a lot of food, but I can restock it.
What a monster.
Here's a new ultra rare card.
What if I give you this?
A black lotus. Perfectly preserved.
Yes.
Imagine it's like the rose from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, just like
In the jar.
encapsulated. Yes, I'll give you this.
They say a single cup of tea brewed from a single leaf can induce the most exquisite death possible.
I wouldn't know, but
They'll weaponize this.
No. She's gonna
Yes.
drink it. She's gonna drink the tea and die.
but
It's gonna be awesome.
We could have just spent all their water with this. Their entire water
You
supply.
could have shot them.
I mean, yes, but that's not as cool.
When she said exquisite, she didn't mean it was cool. She meant it feels awesome.
Exactly. They'd all die really happy, and they'd be like, well,
No ghosts.
no ghosts.
Ecto-3, comrade. Ecto-3, but his like image starts like shaking like a GIF. Ecto-3 intensifies at no ghosts.
So make this into a Kool-Aid. It'll be a cool death.
yeah, I'll give you this, and we will. Any deposits we find, we will send records back to your.
Are you suggesting that instead of us mine, if we instead of mining this one moon, you'll enter a contract with us, you'll report back any other Naquita deposits you find
We could do a survey around surrounding
Yes.
galaxies.
Yes,
in your long
long lives. Very long lives.
I mean, do you want to trade off all of our future findings or a certain portion of them, sort of quota?
Send them surveys of the planets we passed by.
yeah,
You don't have to send every
irrelevant.
survey. How are they going to know?
Yeah.
Plus, that means they won't just find the.
know.
the aqua-
Peter's spreadsheets start heating up.
No, because my agenda is to have honor the world, so I have to keep my words in all things and punish liars and oath breakers.
So it means that instead of not just aqua velva, but we could send them just surveys of the planet and the minerals within.
I mean, we'll agree to a certain region of space.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
they're not going to get super far anyway. So like,
Yeah, their FTL technology doesn't let them leave the spiral galaxy.
Yeah, within,
Yeah.
reasonable.
yeah, we'll survey this entire surveying this one galaxy that they're in would be pretty easy probably.
So long as
We'll
we're
supply
willing
you
to
with
be
a
in it.
Von Neumann probe replicator. You can just drop a probe wherever you find one, and it'll make its way back to us eventually.
Gladly.
Yes.
Okay, well, you third option to the fuck out of this. There will be no super awesome fight scene with Michelle Rodriguez in a helicopter screaming as a world tree blows up.
This time she wouldn't die because that was a stupid death.
It was. It didn't make any sense. You absolutely third option this.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess because the whole thing hinges on your negotiation and giving her precious gem. I guess you should roll. What the fuck is this? Speak softly, overcome.
Oh no, she wants it.
I mean, that's his move
Yeah.
that he's just using.
And then I get to use my buy it at a higher price.
What does that mean?
I don't really want to give them a fake of this because I feel like it will start a war because they'll come back. So yeah, she owes me a favor.
I mean, you can say that, oh, start a war, but then I give you some other poisonous plants that will give you an uncool death, and she'll be dead anyways, but...
No. No, I'm just going to say she owes me a favor.
Alright.
So I get 2 favors.
Alright.
What was her name, sorry?
This is Numeria.
Numeria.
And she is head of the Trade? Which trade organization?
Contractor for the mining contractor for the Star League.
Now we can get to go on our ship. You're my companion.
Christ. Yeah, I'm gonna say talk sense, dude.
Okay.
Which would be with
roll some
sense,
dice.
because you're detailing your plan and their play sense. So, talk sense with sense.
Okay.
Did anyone else help enough that they feel like they want to give him hope?
I feel like
yeah,
he's following my advice to,
Not start a war.
yeah.
Yeah.
You were anti-kill them all like God sort mode.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, the other, like, we all were talking there, so.
Kill them all like Primus sort.
7, 8? 8?
Seven plus, they do as you ask to the best of their ability. On an 9 minus, you owe them a favor. The more of ask them, the more they'll ask of you, and they can cash in at any time, even right now, before they do as you ask.
Okay.
So they'll take the thing you gave them, you owe them a favor, and that favor cancels out that favor.
Okay, that's fair.
It looks like that's wrapped up in a nice little package.
So she only owes me 1 favor. Yep. Okay.
My favors, you eliminate those 2 favors you owe me.
Okay. Fair enough. We're done here.
Alright, perfect. Alright, so you solved that one. It apparently was pretty easy mode. I'll have to up the stakes next time.
Just find
I don't
someone that's
know.
not bribable.
That's gonna be real hard.
It costs-
Yes, everything everyone wants.
Yeah, but it costs a lot. Like, I'm gonna have to actually use an entire level's worth of, like,
Until you take a
leveling.
long rest, and then it all refreshes automatically.
Yep.
No, your items don't.
They do.
Yeah.
When you get an official big like welcome reception rest, everything just resets.
Oh, that's
Yep.
nice.
You have to do it in a community though.
Well, we do have a community here.
Yeah, I'm not sure who you're gonna make fellowship with. Like the host mining company's gonna leave,
Mhm.
or the host security force is gonna leave, and so is the mining company.
Probably the locals.
Yeah, I guess even though Captain Grieve
Or, I
was
mean-
the boss, the locals are actually the community you're making fellowship with.
Or, I mean, there's also the Titan, which, you know, a single Titan is a community.
Yeah, I was
technically.
really interested in that. She doesn't
Yeah.
give a fuck about
Yeah.
you.
We don't have
It's
fellowship
just a
with
person.
her.
She's
If
just
you were all hesitant to kill her, she would have not hesitated to kill you.
Yeah.
Like all good giants.
Like all good scientists. She overclocked her brain processing by removing her empathy controls.
That only gets in the way.
Well, yeah. Captain Huss, waves you guys off. They start pulling this place apart. You do the handoff to her, I'm assuming.
Yep.
just immediately give it a
Well, Captain Grieve will take it up. It's like, oh
Yeah.
man, suicide is badass. He'll just put that in his property.
Yep.
So, yeah. That was, alright. Goodbye to you all. It was nice meeting you.
Yes, we won't meet again, but still, it was a pleasure.
Wonderful pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not going to get onto his ship or anything because they're packing up.
No, that's fair.
He's not going to dramatically
Leave.
leave because
He's overseen this thing.
He owes me a favor. He's gonna die before he cash.
I have him pegged down as a recurring character.
That's fair.
Him and Waspin are the 2 recurring characters I thought of first.
He's gonna upload his brain.
He's going to live super long.
That's
You
fair.
have a descendant, and he'll name him, Greaves Jr.
I even said they're like bioengineered, they're cybernetic, they're like the Zentradi from Robotech. They have cyber and stuff. You can live a super long time.
So he'll get grosser and grosser.
Yeah, like rickety
guess.
pricks.
I guess we go and talk to.
Maybe he'll be grievously injured at one point and come back with all robot parts.
Just the heart and the brain left.
It's like, you ruined yourself to make yourself more like your heroes, us.
Ooh,
I'm a paraplegic war vet, guys.
Sorry!
Stop mimicking us. Your entire culture is just based off us.
This is why nobody fucking loves you guys.
This is a prosthetic, can't you tell?
So what do you do on this planet before you leave it, presumably for the next little while?
I guess
I'm gonna finish patching up Vader.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll tell Botanica that they're leaving shortly, so she doesn't start going into the gas giant.
Yeah, she doesn't meet with you
Not that
because
she cares.
Because she doesn't care.
We just kind of yell it down into her cave.
See, she has scanners. She'll figure it out.
Yep.
She's smart. And yeah, I guess
People are all like hanging out with you. The cat predator aliens.
yeah, they're giant. That's the only issue. Is I enjoyed that the small ones fit on the ship so much nicer.
Do you have any dwarves with you?
Give me children.
So you want to like
You
have
guys are like goldfish, right? If I put you in a small enclosure, you won't get big.
Fucking bottle kittens.
Bottle kittens.
so just inbreed them and have like smaller version of the cat.
No.
So should we, I don't know, teach those people how to defend themselves in the future in case something else like this comes up? Should we leave them technology for them to...
I'm worried about leaving them technology.
Yeah.
I think they'll develop it fine on their own. They seem like industrious individuals.
Yeah. And Botanica's helping them. Plus, there's going to be a whole bunch of random stuff left over from these mining companies that they'll salvage and poke at, I'm sure.
I think it will be very fascinating to see how they develop over the centuries.
Yes. I envy Botanica.
Maybe she'll record it.
And she said she'd do it.
So yeah, Iris, Thoth, Anubis. Those are the three you matter. Just hanging out in the central village with you guys as you're all conglomerated here.
Well,
What is this?
we'll be heading off now
To your home cave? Down there?
to the sky.
You're gonna leave us?
Yes, our work here is done.
We thought you were here to, live with us.
That's cute. but no. We have things to do.
All right. We'll watch the sky for you.
Yes, you take care. Tell your children stories about us. And make me sound really cool.
They all kind of get a chuckle out of that.
Should we tell them about the Decepticons, just in case they appear
You
here?
ever see this symbol? Kill yourselves, because they're going to inflict slavery on you worse than you could ever possibly know.
I mean, yes, that's actually probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a real talk. All right, before we go, that was a hopeful note we ended on, but we got a real talk.
Here's the illustrated book of everything you need to know. It's even a cool cartoon.
Just picture Necronom coming here, just getting beaten up by all these small characters. Like, what the fuck?
Kittens! I'm a spider!
Yeah.
Shut up, nerd.
You're like spraying mittens on their fists. Kitten mittens.
Yeah. And on that terrifying note, we leave them.
Alright, you don't give them the Cliff's Notes on...
Oh, we definitely give them the
okay, you're
clip.
gonna scare
Yeah, that's
them.
what I'm saying. On that terrifying note, we leave them.
Osiris doesn't want to be left behind.
Okay. Yeah, we can find room for you.
You live in a small thing as a
No,
giant you
I got-
are.
He's what, like about
He's
my
our
size?
size.
Yeah, he's our
Yeah,
size.
he's your guys' size.
Yeah,
It's like twice as big as the other locals.
And you build yours so that you can go into them. So.
yeah, that's true.
In your rover form.
Normally, yeah, but I'm sure I can. Well, it shouldn't take me too long to adjust one before we leave.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
We want to come with us.
When he get lonely?
Maybe we should take a
Simon.
breeding pair.
Osiris, we're gonna go for a long journey. Are you sure you want to come?
Life is a long journey.
Yes, this will be much more than your lifetime.
That's what all life is that's what all life is in the cosmos.
You'd be fairly alone. There are other.
We're born alone.
Nihilism.
I mean, I have no arguments.
I'm
for
a
this
cat.
guy.
We're
I want to
assholes.
collect them, so
I did my best to discourage him, Amble.
Amble, like, let me go to the ship and tweak some things. And
Well, you know, they're cats, they're antisocial, so perfect.
He's just be knocking shit over, knocking over an Ecto-3 constantly.
Maul. Yeah.
Comrade, no.
Comrade, yes.
Yeah, no, I'll tweak some of the biomes.
You make a room for him.
Yeah, I'll make some of the biomes like so that he can fit a little bit better through them, and connect them up to the ones that the people are living in
So
now.
you give
It's
him
like
a
cat
condo.
tubes.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, yeah, Osiris will come with. You got a companion.
Okay. And yeah, as I say, I'll set it all up so it works for
He brings
him.
like a satchel of like plant transfers and stuff, and like small critters with him.
Yeah, and then I'll set up using your help. I'll figure out a way to like write a book so him and the locals on our ship can communicate
They'll figure out how to communicate. They'll be, you know, they'll
Or
have
at
plenty of
least-
time.
to some degree.
And
Communicate.
he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Osiris comes with. You want to grab any other alien? This would be the time.
Let's leave
No.
Poochie behind.
Good with. I took a bunch of samples already.
People.
I haven't exchanged a word with these people, so
Who the hell? What the hell is Noob Noob?
Janeway, away!
it's just like I gain consciousness. I'm surrounded by cats all of a sudden. It's like I woke up in my 50s alone.
It's like I woke up in my 50s alone. Jesus Christ, Kevin. We're gonna pause. And we're back. So, you all load up on your ship. What's the name of your ship?
8-track.
8-track.
There it is. The 8-track. Yeah, the other bots on board are... You know, the soldiers are like, you're back. Hey, all the aliens are leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we've arranged it.
Is it over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took no time at all.
Yeah, it was actually pretty painless. There's a Titan in the center of the moon, though.
We'll put it in the logs. See if we can't have a Titan speaker show up and talk to them.
Oh, I'm sure she'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sarcasm, dear. We may just want to avoid landing on this planet again. Leave her to her little experiments.
Are you sure? Because he brings up a scan of the planet near kind of just off where the center areas. Because they're building a temple to you.
Well, we can come back and check on it every now and then.
We can descend through the skies and be like the saviors again. Something, something.
I was kind of hoping for a fight.
Well, maybe next time.
Got all my pistons lined up.
I mean, it's never too late to start a fight.
Yeah.
He punches you.
So yeah, we gained a fellowship, and we got the Grant
yeah.
nobility, and Tyler's the noble. Amble.
Amble is their healing savior. Well played. Nice.
All right. You got an alien with you. You brought it with.
Oh yes, yes. I brought back Osiris and tweaked my habitarium, my little terrarium
Collection.
area, my collection. And so he can fit in there now. It's a little tight for him, not gonna lie, because it's not designed like it's designed for me in rover form, not in standing form. So it's a little tight, but it's comfortable. And yeah, I make sure that the other organic life forms know he's there for peace, and I make sure he knows he's there for peace.
Don't eat him.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
He'll turn his little condo you've made of terrariums, because, you know, there's enough room for him in that for like a one-person, like a one-bedroom.
Yeah, he's got like
he'll
a
plant stuff and try to make it his own.
yeah, he's got like a almost like a house size, I assume, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then he
It's
can
modular.
kind
You
of like,
just slap them together and put it away.
and then he can kind of like crawl through some of the other areas a little bit if he really wants to, but
Crawl like an animal, Cyrus. That's what you are.
Jesus.
whoa! I'm It's not going
we've gone-
dark,
okay,
but
at this point, we've gone too far.
I mean, literally doesn't have a soul, so
Oh my god!
Didn't we literally just have an episode like last time where ghosts happened?
Yeah,
Their little
yeah.
souls got angry.
yeah.
They clearly have souls.
also when there goes, there's like them dying opens a rift in another dimension.
Ghosts come out.
Yeah, those are dimensional ghosts. We're
Yeah,
not-
just like in Ghostbusters, those aren't
God.
the ghosts of dead people. Those are just invading. you know,
Everyone starts giving conflicting information about the ghosts were to the captain, talking over each other.
Captain's head just rolls back, and her hover chair just kind of does it.
like walks off.
Ecto 3 just keeps trying to talk louder and louder as you guys are talking over it.
Ghosts, ghosts, ghosts.
Trying to warn you guys about the dangers of ghosts. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Are you fucking kidding?
Another Charlie horse?
Oh.
What's that? Alright. And we're back. So, you all get aboard the 8-track, shore up any materials you need, and any sort of stuff you've left behind from the planet. Pack up and start your slow journey out of this planet's local system in between stars. So, we'll begin with, or we'll end the session with, a long journey. Who wants to start?
So, Viter, yeah. As you're kind of winding down after the mission and relaxing in your quarters, you notice that one side of your body is leaking those toxic spores from where some of them got jammed up in your gears, and the spores are quickly starting to replicate into another cloud.
Oh no, I got infected. Well, I guess I'll go to the med bay to Dr. Amble here. Hey,
So you come in streaming, a little trail of mist behind you that's
Getting up
burning,
the vents.
getting in the vents, burning up the.
I suppose.
Okay.
Hey, Amble, I think I've got some infection from all that organic material on the planet.
Wee-oo, 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 wee-oo. He's giving his Wii U, that means
Danger.
contamination, quarantine.
I'm gonna lock down this part of the ship.
He starts running through the hall to warn people.
Um,
Wee-oo, wee-oo. Is that a quarantine Wii U? No, I think he's hungry. Let's take him to the bar.
You.
or we're gonna have to dip you and every other infected Autobot in an oil bath immediately, and then send scrubbers up to get something out of the vents.
Oh, Scrubber says. Here for his routine Mindsoft patch.
It's what you were born to do.
I thought we were over
That's what the
there.
government told him.
Seriously, we have to revert back to the autocracy days.
Again, we were the side that sided with them.
No. There was the Autocracy versus the Decepticons, and then after the Autocracy fell and caught on fire, it became the Decepticons versus the universe, and then the Decepticons versus the Autobots. We're like, whoa, don't do that.
Okay.
You're coming at us real fast, Megatron. Let's not do that.
It's like before the Great War, there was a small civil war where Megatron just killed all the senators.
And the senators were wicked corrupt and kept using Geneva Convention violating weapons on their own citizens.
Yup.
Vampire ribbons.
That was the Just War.
So I hobble over to a vat and I kick it open. And go, well, in you go.
Fly on in.
Scrubber dips his scrubbers in and starts giving you an oil sponge bath.
Oh yeah.
Scrubber doesn't like it when you enjoy it.
My brother joined the Decepticons. I wonder whatever happened to Nitro Zeus.
Well, he might be just scrubbing Megatron's butt.
Gross. Made it weird for him. I'll scrub, but I won't sand, Doctor. That's my line.
Fair enough.
Let's get Mr. Sanders over here.
You mean the Minicons?
Yes.
And then we'll file through anyone else who is in the immediate vicinity when he ran through.
Yeah, you're gonna be scrubbing a lot of this shit clean.
can send up some mini-cons to get it out of the vents.
Yeah, and Scrubber will climb on up into there with the mini-cons.
Good old
He'll come out a bit later with one of the mini-cons. I don't know, Alert. That's its name.
Okay.
Comrade. It's like jumping a big deal.
What is it, Alert?
Comrade. Bathing comrade. Scrubber has found something in vents.
I'm gonna have to climb in there, aren't I?
Ooh, you can take Jeffrey to him.
Yeah.
He brings you to another part of the ship where you can just go up a ladder.
Yeah, ladders. Alright, I'll go up.
I guess there wouldn't be a ladder, it'd just be a little grav lift. You take the normal people way through the ship. with gravity lifts and
The
stuff.
civilized people.
Yeah. Alright, I go up.
Alright, he leads you to where you gotta get in and actually, like, there's a cargo hatch you can open up that'll let you into the area the vents were going. This is like maintenance for that kind of airlock area.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an obscure part of the ship. And yeah, Scrubber's in there and he has like a piece of metal and he's poking a Cybertronian body on the ground. Looks old.
I'll go check it for signs of life.
Stasis lock.
Rat trap, no.
Deep stasis lock. Spark's still there. You flip him over. He's gold and purple and has a Decepticon symbol on his chest piece.
Well, that's not good.
Could even with airlocks.
I take him down to med bay and strap him into a chamber and like
CR chamber?
yeah, but like strap him in.
Yeah.
It's not gonna open or pop out when he wakes up.
Sure. Yeah, Teletran starts scanning the system, locking into him, starting to like cycle energon through him. Looks like there's older, like burned out, like energon cores inside of him that just didn't last the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Core consciousness profile extracted. Would you like to view, Doctor?
Yes.
Scanning a Teletran mainframe for identity. Identity found. Perception. Autobot Decepticon spy.
That's good news.
Do not confuse with Autobot scientist Perceptor. Brings up a picture of Perceptor.
So this guy was a spy, huh? It'll be interesting to hear what he has to say when he wakes up.
Yep, some time goes by. Do you alert anyone else that there's a
Yeah,
thing?
I'll let the captain know.
They found a Decepticon on board.
That could be your situation. If we want.
Interesting. Okay. I'll be down there with you then.
Okay.
Just there in the Jeffrey's tubes?
No, he brought him into the med bay. He's in a CR chamber. Like,
No, I was asking him, like, in character, like,
Yeah.
you just found him there in the tubes?
Yeah, surprising we never found him on a suite before.
Big ship.
I'm wondering if it was during the fight with the behemoth.
He left audio logs in the system.
Alright, well, let's play them before we wake him up.
Okay, just one sec. Okay. Most of them are just kind of day-to-day logs from before the Battle of the Ark. Like just checking out different sites, hotspots, auto activity, tracking. He seems he was like a long-term spy. He would like just sit in places and kind of use drones and stuff to kind of gather info. It becomes more relevant near the end of his logs. Perception log. I've stowed aboard this Autobot ship, the 8-track, before it's left our local group. I snuck aboard during a common refueling route, greased the palms of some of the Xenos who were tending to it. Easy peasy. Well, I'll just set myself into stasis lock, see where we end up, and maybe report back to Megatron on what happened to the Ark. Could not be simpler.
Double agent.
Next log. Perceptions log. I've come out of stasis log. We're pretty far out of Cybertron's galaxy. I think they took a wrong turn. I'm checking the navigation logs, but it looks like they locked into outside the galaxy. They're heading to a spiral galaxy, I think. Energon's getting pretty low, so I'll just go back into stasis lock. I'm sure I'll time my wake up before they wake up. It'll be easy peasy. Receptor's log. Alright, all the Energon reserves are locked down. If I try to get into them, it'll wake up the Autobots. Alright, that's not a problem. I found some allies aboard here. They've been keeping me company. Together we'll have this plan this plan will come together. It'll come together just fine, and Megatron will reward us for our loyalty. He's like that. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna see if I can't siphon some power out of the lights here. Perceptor's log. All right. I might have fried some of my onboard systems when I didn't ground myself. Turns out you can't just take raw power directly from the emergency lights. There's things that stop that. I'm just gonna go to stasis lock now. You know what? I'm a Cybertronian spy. I'm the best of the best. I'll just go into stasis lock and sleep this away. We can sleep away a millennia in stasis lock. It's no problem.
Wow. He really sent his best after us.
There were like crude carvings of faces on the wall.
Oh, those were his eyes.
Just think of how close we came to having all our secrets divulged.
Yeah. I'll stop the cycling up.
He can stay asleep forever. He can stay in stasis lock for, cycles.
You just put him in stasis lock and put him in storage somewhere.
Yeah.
Alright. Problem solved.
Scan the faces he drew on the wall and kind of line the area he stored in with them, so he can be with his friends.
Do any of them look like crew members?
No.
Okay. Good.
Alright, well that was yours. Who's got another one?
So
That was Peter.
Yes, I think it was clear to see. Just kidding. So your people have developed religion for this newfound god of a person that has joined their flock.
Okay. I guess Rover wakes up to the things beeping, being like, terrarium, what, like
Collection
7394, whatever, imminent danger or something, like, or like odd scenario, warning. So I kind of groan as I open the door. Oh, okay. Head on down there, taking grav elevator and
graph sheets.
get in, kind of check some of the logs, watch some of the videos, seeing what's happened over the last little bit.
Sure. You haven't been in stasis super long.
Yeah.
It might be a few decades for these creatures.
Yeah.
But Osiris is currently in one of the larger tanks where like a lot of these aliens are kind of sprawling out to build like little tiny villages and civilizations, and he's just sitting cross-legged near a lake, and they're kind of on top of him, like grooming his fur and like providing him like food and stuff. He's just sitting kind of cross-legged and enjoying it. Like his legs are in the lake, kind of kicking a bit. They're like braiding that weird plug-in tendril he has.
Interesting. I'll turn into my little rover form and come on in. Could I talk? No, he speaks Cybertronian, right?
By now, probably he picked up something, maybe?
Did you make sure he had a way to learn Cybertronian?
Yeah, I definitely.
Speak
as I
spell?
say, I asked for.
You wanted them to be able to communicate
Some.
with each other, not with you.
Yes, but I assume I've taught all of my little creatures to speak
The language they're going
Cybertronian.
to speak is Cybertronian, not their
Yes.
own language.
Yes.
You want to keep it on
Like,
one language.
Clearly, I'm not teaching.
I'm imposing my culture on you.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a benevolent god, but I impose my culture.
I collect them, I don't nurture them.
Yeah.
I am the British Empire.
Take your swim, bitch.
Yeah, I'll come in.
You're like, Osiris waves.
I'll wave back.
Hello there.
Hello. I see you're fitting in well.
Yes.
Very good. I just got some warnings on my systems. There's movement through different, rooms than normal. But it all appears good. Everything's fine here.
Mm-hmm.
You're spying on us?
Very good. Yes. Seems like you are fitting
There's
in
like
well.
people from like 4 or 5 different terrariums in here.
Huh.
They've all kind of merged together. They're building like a little tiny, well, not tiny, but they're building like a what looks like an actual city over on a hilltop, and it has like a bunch of their different architectures and stuff combined into it.
Interesting. Huh. They've all decided to join your terrarium instead of staying in their own?
I would hang out in the different ones and just talk with them and, you know, spend time there, have their company, and they all decide to come here.
Interesting. I'll like look at them. And you're all happy?
They'll wave.
Okay.
A lot of them have like painted themselves up to copy his markings. The main town has like a large central building that's like looking like it's trying to go up to the roof, and like his face is coming out of the sides of it in multiple areas.
Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I'll do some scans and check around the areas and stuff. I'm like, huh. Seems they've started to worship you. It's fine. I'm not worried. Just be nice to the smaller life forms. I'm sure you will.
Cyrus nods.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is interesting data. And I start muttering to myself in binary so he can't like understand. I'm just like, when you put in a superpower, the lower life forms tend to worship it. Interesting.
Do you check the other like cages these guys came from?
Yeah, I'll go in and check.
So the Remainers are also building their own cities and villages and stuff, but like their iconography is very Cybertronian. Like they're using Cybertronian script, and they all have branded themselves with the Autobot symbol, like ritualistically. And there are no depictions of the giant cat here.
The false idol.
I'll go in. Hello.
We all wait. Bog we Winniegra.
Yeah. What you said. Okay. This is starting to look dark.
This will
Now I know what
become
Botanica was all about with this whole purging business.
this will become a problem later.
Yeah. This screams division war here. Oh no.
Two different cultures can't coexist.
It has to be one planet, one culture.
That's
Wear your fucking hat.
Well, there's one way of solving
Exactly.
this. Here, guys, have guns and
Decepticons have this symbol, Autobots have this symbol. If you start having two different symbols, it's bad. I know
cats and
that.
dogs living together.
Well then. Okay.
Anyway, they're waving at you because you're coming to visit, right?
Yeah, I'll wave.
You're gonna come visit?
Yeah, I'll visit with them
Alright.
and hang out.
Hello there, Rover.
Hello.
You've come to visit us.
Of course.
Have you seen how we've thrived under your gentle guidance?
Yes, you're all doing wonderful here.
Thank you.
Yes, I noticed some of the others are moving to the other terrariums, and
The split was some time ago, before my grandfather's time. They eschew your teachings and your kind, gentle mercies and decide to congregate in another land. A deceptive idol is there.
No.
Right.
interesting. Well,
Also, his fur was like purple and black, so they're coloring themselves purple and black over there.
oh no.
And they're using reds.
Oh,
Oh no.
Reds and blues and golds.
Well, yes, we'll have to deal with this.
That's what we thought, Rover.
Don't worry. I'll.
As they pick up their sharp sticks.
There are other. I'll
Is
go.
it time, Rover?
Don't do anything yet. There are other groups that agree with you that I need to speak with too. I'll go to the other terrariums and make sure they're all kind of on the same wavelength as these ones. I assume.
Some of them just don't want to be involved. They're
That's
unaligned.
fair. That's fair. Okay.
They're acting as resource couriers and spy networks for both sides, playing them against each other. But they're
great.
smaller, so it's okay.
Okay.
Did you catch that? Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah.
want to make sure it's obvious.
I'm gonna back out of the terrariums and go to the main control panel for my whole terrarium.
The purge button.
I was just looking at it. I'm like,
I mean, it is right there.
so
Maybe the gopher tubes were a bad idea.
yeah. Apparently, you can't have the more powerful ones with the weaker ones. This is an interesting thing to learn.
Two cultures can't coexist.
Yeah.
The strong will subjugate the weak.
Okay.
Well,
Wow.
we can always separate them and hope.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna like start detaching certain tubes in certain areas and connecting up the ones that agree with each other and disconnecting the ones that don't. And the ones that were mutual, like that didn't side with anybody.
Kill them.
No, I'm
Fucking
just gonna have a
neutrals.
smaller terrarium for them off on this other side. Yeah.
And thus the great diaspora has started.
Okay.
You've destroyed their bartering culture. That was all they were.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that should solve it for a little while. I'll get warnings if anything else happens, I'm sure. That's good. Okay. I never asked. I'll go back into Osiris's place.
Okay.
How are you on conquest?
So Osiris, I've reconnected some of the terrariums as I fear war was going to break out.
Okay. What's war?
The thing the sky people were trying to do to your people?
Kill us?
Yes.
Okay.
So I didn't want that to happen, because that's bad. Yeah, I don't want anyone destroying my things. So as I say, I reconnected some of the tubes, so I've divided you guys. Should be good now. How long do your species live?
I don't know the question.
Do you know what death is?
How
Whoa.
is this?
They might have bicameral mind still.
A what?
A bicameral mind. It means that they don't perceive their own mind as them talking themselves. They perceive it as a voice of God booming into their head constantly.
Was the time between when I last visited you and now, is that a long time for your culture or a short time?
Went by. I slept for a lot of it. I went to the cuning sleep.
Cunings.
When we're far from home and we can't cune with our people, we just go into the cuning sleep.
Interesting.
We like just all the foliage and animals he brought into his thing.
I'll do some more. Do I have any
Well, you probably have research on him. You've been watching him
Yeah, I'm
every
gonna-
second he's been here.
I'm gonna use my books and catalogs
Okay.
to go over my research that I've done, to look closely, and I think that's what I want to do.
And it just
Ask the
spends.
question.
Yeah, I can
What
ask
questions do you want to ask?
2 questions. Can I ask how long do his species live?
For all indication, Osiris personally might be biologically immortal.
Okay.
They
Interesting.
they go into hibernation cycles, kind of like stasis lock.
Okay, that's the vibe I was getting. Yeah.
It makes sense that she would make her race a bit like her. So
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Can you imagine if you could combine? That would suck.
It's called Sex Deafen.
No, it'd be like Akira. It'd be a horror show.
So just-
It'd be a David Cronenberg movie from before the 2000s.
just picturing they tie their hair cord together and
Yeah.
just like wings them around like a weapon.
Swinging themselves around.
We're a combiner.
Surely not everyone's kung fu fighting.
And then second question, does
So
it look
the Rat
like
King.
any of the, like, because he brought other ones, do they look like they live as long, or do they
His
look like
pets.
they'll breed and kind of have a shorter lifespan?
The animals he's brought on board, like the foliage and fauna, the flora and fauna have their own life cycles.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're being born and they die.
Okay. Sounds good.
You know, Cyrus could be a weird member of his species because he was markedly different when you saw him.
That's true. Very well.
Well, we don't know this yet because you haven't been to Earth, but Osiris has connotations as a name.
Yeah. Okay
I
then.
wonder if he'll make his way to Earth on your ship.
No.
Look,
Yeah.
you've already taught him what it's like to be a god, and they're already building temples to him. And he already has the red and gold coloration stuff, like the color patterns going on.
No, he's purple and black. You were saying.
Yeah, but you guys are red and
Yes,
gold and
yeah,
blue and
we
stuff.
are, yeah.
Like very royal Egyptian-y colors.
Yeah,
And he's a cat.
it's true.
Damn those cats.
All you gotta do is get somewhere near Earth, and all of a sudden I've built continuity.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, Cyrus. Very well, thank you. I'll leave, and I'll just, as I say, I'll leave those tubes connected, and I'll just kind of set the monitor to wake me if any. Like, I'll just set the threat level a little bit
You'll
low,
calibrate a bit lower.
a little bit lower.
Bullshit standard.
Yeah, and yeah, go
Should really
back.
get like an assistant to assign to this.
Yeah,
I mean,
that'll be a next.
Ecto is on the job of like making sure that.
Ecto's worried about
Yeah.
ghosts. I'll
And
get
you already
a,
fixed that problem.
I'll get an assistant. Maybe that'll be my next goal.
Get your own mini-con.
Yeah.
I mean, you do see that there's, a perfectly good person in the storage just waiting to be brought out. And he's perceptive.
You're our slave now. This is what you're going to be doing.
His whole shtick is waiting long periods of time recording information.
There you go.
I mean,
Look.
do I have records that because they would have done it pre?
Yeah, but you were all there for that.
Oh, I was there for that.
I mean, you didn't have to be in the fucking room, but it was a common thing. People were like, oh, we found a Decepticon on board. Weird. Did he suck?
He's small.
It's very disappointing.
He's not small, but he's like probably scout-sized.
Yeah,
And look, you have perfect coloring for Osiris.
I'm gonna call the captain.
Captain's asleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna like wake the captain.
I mean, you could probably get the CR chamber to bring up her core consciousness.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm gonna call the captain.
All right, you're in the death sleep that is stasis lock, communing with the Allspark. So you're probably having some sort of weird memory of the past that's pretty peaceful and contemplative.
Good coffee.
Well, why you gotta wake the captain up, grumpy?
In the middle of wherever you are, Teletrans starts booming at you. Core consciousness module scanned, creating connection to 8-track. And wherever you're standing in your memory, a digital window pops open. And hey, it's Rover.
For millennia, I have slummed. Oh, it's you. Okay. Okay, what's up?
Hi, Captain. So, I know you don't care too much about my hobby, but,
Oh, Rover. I couldn't care less.
Shame. It's a good way to remember a character's name. Skyway.
a single tear.
Did they get loose?
No, they're doing fine. It's just, it appears from my research that Osiris can go into a similar stasis lock as we do. So he's functionally immortal as we are.
Oh, good. We won't have to talk again when you forget to feed them.
And I should
It
care
was
why.
the first time, maybe the second time. Okay, Captain. I
The
didn't.
term is biologically immortal.
Yeah, biologically immortal.
Remember the first species you got, and it turned out their lifespan was 20 years?
They were so cute.
And we had to... You were inconsolable for, a few decades. Now, how can I help?
So I was thinking of hiring an assistant that's good at watching and taking notes. And I was thinking I could bribe that Decepticon that came on board here.
The spy who was
Yeah.
here to spy on us?
Yes, but instead if we use him to spy on my things. I'll look after him, Captain, don't worry, I'll make sure I'll deal with him.
I'll feed him.
What do you mean?
I'll lobotomize him just like the Decepticon way.
So you're suggesting that you wake him up and offer him our mercy in exchange
yeah.
for a position on the ship.
Yes. I thought it would be a nice gesture, considering we have no way. Yeah.
You are master of your own quarters, so are you able to guarantee me that he will not be able to spy on anywhere else in the ship? Leave your area at all.
I mean,
I should be able to lock. Like I'm sure it has like hazard lockdowns on the.
You do
train.
have those bomb collars you just put on them, and if you leave the premise,
Yeah.
Put a bomb collar on.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I should be able to.
Yeah, you will be able to.
Yes, of
is
course,
what I'm
Captain. I
asking.
will be able to. I will be able to, Captain. Yes.
Alright, this may be a way to get him on our side and give us more information. You know, this sign of trust.
Yes.
Very well. If you confine him to your quarters.
Thank you, Captain. Yeah, I'll go wake him up.
Minimal access.
Yes, of course. He's confined to my quarters.
Teletran system online. Sleeper pod loaded.
How
would you like to
I'll make sure
proceed?
he's
Use
strapped
it.
down and like I'll make sure he's locked so he can't move when he wakes up.
How would you like to proceed, user Rover?
Wake up. What was his name again? Sorry. Subject.
Cycling up Energon spool. Yeah, the pod opens up. The purple Tron lines start flowing from him, like you all have Tron lines, and his Decepticon symbol lights up. And he has like a faceplate with a visor, hands. It's not a criminal. And yeah, he just kind of boots up. He's like, oh, have I been captured?
Yes.
Well, you're probably not going to torture me for information, so I'm not that upset.
I should
good
do
to
the
hear.
suicide.
Wait, are you secretly a Decepticon? Like, sent here to make sure I didn't screw up, and then you're going to torture me to death now and make it look like an accident?
No.
Alright, hey! I woke up in a better day than I did yesterday.
Actually, I'm gonna retcon here quick. I'm gonna wake you up before so I have backup.
Just in case he's like,
Yeah, just in case. So so that way what is it?
use the body
Viator.
of Cyrus to bludgeon you to death.
Yeah, that way Viator's here with me.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You're scary. You look satanic.
Yeah. There we
Yup.
You look like Unicron. You literally look satanic to them.
Yup.
Yes, we're not here to hurt you.
Alright. So, as per the Tyrist Accord, I'm a prisoner of war, which means I'm entitled to certain rights. He's true. He's right about that.
That's nice. Or, and hear me out on this one, you could work for us and promise your loyalty, and I'll give you this.
You motherfucker.
Devin, you know what cost me a fuck ton.
A Mox Emerald.
Yes.
You know what my brother always said? I ain't no cop.
All I'd like you to do is help me with an experiment. You won't have access to the rest of the ship, but you're guaranteed your freedom amongst my spaces, and it's a better life than stasis.
You had me
life.
at Autobot experiment. There's 0% chance it's going to be anywhere near as bad as Decepticon experiment. Let's roll!
Okay.
Oh, do you have like any alt form models on the ship? You don't. Because he like transforms and he's actually like part of the ship's like security lighting.
I mean, that works.
Yeah, but well, my wheel's back.
Do we have any? No. Well, if I find some, I'll get you some.
All right, two-wheeler and two-wheeler.
Okay. Make a note. Fine.
And you spend something useful to probably just pick up
Yeah,
some
that's true.
wheels from
Fine,
some model of
fine.
yours.
I'll spend something.
Well, no, you have to find one first.
Okay.
Can't just pull it out of your ass. It's like, oh wait, we did have one.
I mean, that's
On
what you
Cybertron, there are stock technology models for scanning for alt forms. If you ever want to like use your TCOG to shift it for like infiltration and stuff, you just don't. Why would you have it on this ship? If you're going to a place that has alt forms, you need to take the form of. You would just scan those on the planet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. If we find some, I will get you one.
Yeah, sure.
What is your name, sorry?
So I chose the name Perception, but that was because I didn't know that you guys had an actual pretty famous Autobot called Perceptor. Like, the guy wrote a bunch of, like, Cybertronian physics textbooks on the nature of space-time.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I had to Teletran him, just to stalk him and figure out if he was actually, better than me. He is. His name's way more famous. He was on the Ark.
Very cool. Yeah.
I should probably change that.
Well,
My designation used to be SY227.
do you want to go back to that?
He looks at some of the generic Autobots in the background. I don't really feel it anymore.
What would you like to be called then, whilst on your ship?
Observer.
Observatron.
Observatron. Okay.
No one has that name, I bet. I was going for Spy Master, but I'm not that. Like at all. You caught me.
Observatron.
I get that ruby though, or that emerald though, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Lots.
That's badass.
Perfect.
Right? Stardew Valley. One of the girls you can date in Stardew Valley, if you give them things, they'll like it. And sometimes she'll say, thanks, I was hungry, because you can give her food, right?
Yeah.
But they scripted her poorly enough that if you give her quartz or amethyst, which is like her favorite food, she's like, oh, thanks, I was hungry. And they've just kept it. If you buy like the plushie for her, she actually comes with a little quartz rock. And like they've just owned up to it. But there's a mod that turns all the characters into furries, and she's a dragon.
That makes sense.
That's perfect.
There you go.
It just clicks together.
And I'm definitely going to take an extra favor from him.
Yeah, all right.
So I have 2 favors, so he can't fuck with me.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, there's a thing there called deception and treachery.
Yes, but it allows me to have a little bit more oomph over him.
Yep.
Um,
All right, we'll go hang out with the tanks and do
and
that.
yeah, I'll explain the full details of, what my study is and what he needs to look out for.
Pries his Decepticon symbol off and kind of just puts it in his chest cavity for later.
Yeah.
There's something new related with that.
Just good. It goes to one of
Okay.
the power plants and kind of plugs himself in and lets for red light start to go through. There we go. Hey, can you get me one of those carved up? Points at your just Autobot symbol.
I'll go over to somewhere and just carve.
Yeah, that'll do for now.
There you go.
There we go. It's all good.
Roll
out. Finger guns at you.
We
But not real guns.
Pew pew.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for not torturing me to death.
No problem. Yeah.
No.
All right, what's your scenario, Ian?
Okay, so, as we drift through space, slowly making our way,
The cold and feeling void of the cosmos.
yeah, wherever we're going, the ship's radar starts picking up a large space hulk on the kind of coming closer and closer. And so the ship wakes the captain with warnings and...
Captain, we have detected a space hulk on a collision course.
Halt ship. Let's get some scanners up.
All right, you start waking people up from stasis lock. All of you are awake now.
Who's up for a salvaging mission?
It comes on screen as the ship's kind of waking up. Everything's on board. Observatron waves as you run by his room.
Rover just kind of looks at the dead world. I'm good.
That's cute.
I should come check for survivors.
So yeah, it comes on screen. It is a large, looks like some sort of trading vessel, but has other ships kind of welded to it. It's bigger. It's a bigger profile than you're used to most ships being. It's almost on the same scale as your vessels.
Welded to it, you said?
Yeah, it's been fused together from a lot of different ships. It looks like it could be like a generation ship or like one of those just like traveler ships where people will get together who don't have a home and kind of just build a huge kind of Tortuga style home.
Can we scan for atmospherics?
Atmospheres are blown out of it. No life on board.
Cybertronian or biological?
You do pick up signs of Cybertronian technology on board.
We do keep finding traces of that. In which case we should look.
I'm gonna need a look closely. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna need to look closely.
Alright, let's look closely. I got
Sense.
afraid to turn at all.
I will,
1, 2,
help
3.
you.
There you go.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, what does that give you?
Ask 3 questions, but you find one of them the hard way.
3 questions.
Maybe I'm just gonna buy this gold Elysium.
You find one of these answers the hard way. That's 3 questions on the list.
It's 20% off, and it looks stunning. Did you play
Something hidden or out of place. If so, it looks suspicious.
it? Bring it up later. Something's out of place or suspicious?
Yeah.
Battle damage looks recent, within the last few decades. Ship looks like it's a few centuries old, just from like its inertia on it and stuff, and built up like, you know, people have probably tamed this ship for a while, but only in the last like decade or so is it like savaged.
Tell me about the traces of Cybertronian tech. How could it hurt me? How could it help me?
Okay, bringing up the ship's profile, you see in one of its many docking bays, there's a Autobot shuttle.
What will happen if I send a salvaging crew aboard?
Find out the hard way.
Okay.
So we all venture out.
Alright, so yeah, the 8-track, you have those docking harpoons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You just get alongside it, latch onto it, hold onto it, and yeah, send over a boarding pod. Like a boarding tube, just automatically leech mouths onto it, cuts it open, makes an airlock, and you're good to go.
Perfect.
Who are you bringing with you?
The usual cast, as well as some people just to do the grunt work of carrying things back.
Generic Autobots.
Generic Autobot.
Do you bring Osiris?
Did you build a little cat suit for him?
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
sure.
tech for that, yeah.
Sure.
Alright, yeah, he grabs his, like, hunting spear and stuff and, like, puts on that air tank thing.
I have keyed in S0203 just because I always have them because they're so small.
Yeah,
in my
like,
well.
Raketa just becomes one of the ball joints in your wrist, and
Yeah.
Ecto-3 just is on your side as a little cube or square, rectangle.
And I'll bring a Shield Maiden and Punch Clock. Punch Clock for auditing and taking inventory, and Shield Maiden because she's my bodyguard.
Alright. So, the atmosphere opens, and yeah, you have this ship ahead of you. It's big enough in some areas for you guys to traverse through. It's large, cyclopean, you know. It's not old by any of your standards, but by the people who built this standards, it must have been a marvelous ancient relic. You know. Let me see what I got here to change up the theme music. And we're back. So, you go aboard the Space Hulk. And the damage to this vessel is apparent and immediate from the inside. Severe energy scarring and physical rending. Like, what looks like crushing and tearing weapons were used across the hull plating to, like, open up segments. There are puncture marks on the inner and outer hull leading out into space that someone punched from the inside and sometimes from the outside. The energy scoring is enough to melt through several decks in a row in a cone. Heavy weapons were used here.
Piracy, perhaps.
They're scrawling on the wall in various languages, and someone understands languages.
Yep. I translated with my omnibus.
Yeah, no hope. It's here, being hunted. Death take us. There are people who like shut off the atmosphere to their quarters, who lock themselves in.
Well, they're never specific enough in those cryptic messages.
So, there is the docking bay where the Autobot shuttle is. There is the bridge, where presumably there'd be more information for y'all. And any other locations you might want to pitch to me this ship might have. Like, there's going to be a common presidium.
Guess might as well check the vessel first. Like docking bay.
Yeah, the Autobot vessel.
I would suggest the bridge to get schematics, as well as perhaps a log, security logs particularly.
Sounds like it's time to split up.
No. Who goes where?
I'll go with the captain.
Okay. And I'll go with Amble.
Alright. So, who do you want to do first? Bridge or the Autobot shuttle?
I guess we
You guys can go first.
Yeah,
I wanna-
I just talked a bunch, so. Or,
Sure.
Shuttle.
Alright. You guys head down to one of the many docking bays. The Autobot shuttle is in this bay, and it takes up appreciably more space than the rest of the ships here. It looks like ships were combined onto this large vessel just as time went on, but it still had docking ports for people who were just visiting, using it as a stopover.
Yep.
It might have been a sort of cultural hub or whatnot. And the Autobot shuttle was definitely docked. It wasn't like being integrated into the rest of the ship. And there are areas around the docking area for larger scaled creatures like Cybertronians. Yeah, the most damage looks like was around this area. Like, it's unrecognizable. Entire decks have been exposed and slagged shut. Energy weapon markings everywhere, and that weird crushing damage.
Any energy weapon damage to the Cybertronian vessel?
Yep. Hull's been scorched up from the outside.
So they were here when it went down.
Yeah. Or that they caused it, or was it incidental? Well, I guess let's open this thing up.
Alright, the pod is an emergency lockdown. So it's sealed shut except for the pilot.
Let me see.
Only the pilot can unseal it.
Well, I'll use my, power ward, open, and unlock it like the Cybertron attack it is. So I command it open.
Huh.
Like an angel
Alright. The lockout plating retracts, and so does the back of the ship, and you're able to get in. Single person shuttle, so small for you, big for other people. And there's a corpse on board.
Cybertronian corpse?
Autobot.
Mm.
Yes. I did yes, but I did a cool twist on it. My name in person. Cybertron's an Autobot.
How badly are they in
So they have that same, humanoid pattern that Cybertronians have, and like he's bulky, has the Tron lines, the Autobot symbol, but the head and chest cavity have been rent away and aren't there anymore, and he's been chewed up into the spark chamber. No spark. His body's just floating at the pilot's chair, basically.
No coming back for this one.
No, doesn't look like it. What was its alt form? I like check out its kibble and stuff.
Kibble makes it look like he was a soldier. He looks like he might have been like a personnel carrier.
Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna check his logs.
Yep.
Okay. Logs click in. It's, him on the Teletrans network. APC's logs. And it's just his day-to-day logs. His name was APC. He was out here on his own doing an exploration mission. He went out to scout out these parts of the galaxy during the war for Cybertron, not the fall. Right when everything was kind of heating up there, just to see if he could find alternative energy sources or allies or whatever. There's a lot of that, but the last few logs, he basically found this colony ship and decided to stay here for a bit and get to know people and try to find his way back to the Cybertron galaxy. He was following Cybertronian signals he found out here and was able to get a signal out to one of them and get tracked it over. Like he made contact, but it was like light speed contact, so it's taking a while for them to rendezvous here. He was waiting for someone.
So the question is, has that person already been here? Or are they yet to come?
Well, when were the logs from? Yes, and
The logs cover that entire kind of period from the war to fall, from the war for Cybertron to the fall to the Battle of the Ark and beyond. The time he was here coincides with it going tits up.
So probably a few years back.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess
My little light just dims, sadly.
It's one with the Allspark now.
Well, we could probably give him a funeral back on the ship and bring this vessel, with us to a parcel, what have you.
Yeah. Let's check in with the captain.
All right. You head to the bridge, you two, and you have to take alternate routes because the more you get to the command of the ship, the less it's built for your kind.
Size.
Yeah.
Okay.
So You're going to have to basically start manually getting to the bridge. But there are destruction holes kind of everywhere leading up to it.
Easy enough to peel outwards and make a passage.
Yeah. The bridge looks like it was broken open from the outside from space, and people were hurled out from that, blown out, as it were. And yeah, you got the bridge. It's a mess in here.
Is there still any emergency power that we can activate, or?
Sure.
All right, we'll
Or
activate
you
it.
could subsume, or you could assist it with your energon.
That too. Is there a way to close shutters to just kind of return vacuum here, or?
Those systems are all dead.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Let's look into security logs, see if we can find anything. Figure out what happened.
Good idea.
Okay, alien security logs in an alien language.
Um,
And in alien encryptions you don't understand.
There we go.
How do you guys want to tackle getting into this?
Wait for the person whose specialty is languages.
Oh, it's not just language. It's like me giving you a Linux computer, being like, all right, use it. Do it faster.
I can use look closely, but I don't know if that really...
Well, just puzzle out how you think you'd get useful information out of this thing.
Can we... You said it's locked down and we don't know how it's locked down?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Well, I will have to do some, create some item, because hey, you're a collector, you've got things that are useful, so figure out what you could maybe jury rig together.
Yeah. I do have some... Do you have anything with uses? I don't have any useful items left. Well, I guess I could. Spend a food to get 2 more uses back to this. Using my workaholic.
Workaholic is strong.
Around the food.
Yeah. That's the issue. And I'll use one of my strange curios, which has the tag useful. And I'll try and jerry-rig something that looks like it could connect up.
Okay. Then give me a overcome.
Come. That's a with blood. That's still a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. The avocado armor, very good.
Yeah. I mean, you could try connecting up Osiris with this, because he's got some universal connection.
No, he doesn't. This is machine tech.
Close enough.
It isn't.
He's part
It's like
machine.
trying to stick your dick in a toaster. That's just a bad
Stop
idea.
sticking your dick in the toaster. That cat spray. All right, you're able to access its security logs, and that. What do you want to see?
Okay. Can I pull up anything like on a
Video
screen?
recordings.
Any
Visual?
Yeah, any visual recordings?
Okay, so visual went a little bit like this. It's kind of fractured because this computer system was trashed, but they were detecting a Cybertronian signal looking to rendezvous with them, and then it suddenly went out. And then a couple days later, their pressure sensors detected something latching onto the hull. And then that area went dark. And it's basically the whole camera suite's kind of tracking and going dark before they can see what's happening. And then reports of hull breaches, something's reaching into the ship and pulling people out, energy weapons going off. They're under attack, basically. They realize way too late that they're under hostile attack by an alien force.
I'm going to use books and catalogs
Okay.
to look closely twice. So what's going on here? What do my senses tell me?
So you're able to clean up some of the footage real quick, which they probably didn't have time to do because they were being murdered.
Yeah.
But what latches onto the vessel and starts ripping into it is big for a Cybertronian. Bigger than Optimus or Megatron.
Okay.
It looked like a giant coconut crab made of steel and metal that lands on the outside of the ship and just starts ripping into it and pulling people out. And you can tell from body language in its old form that's laughing the whole time.
Okay.
Big Decepticon symbol on shell.
Yep. You seeing this, Captain?
Unfortunately.
And then I can ask another question. Do you want to pick another question?
Do you want to ID the target, the subject?
Yes.
Protoform X, Rampage. Decepticon serial killer, cannibal, and part of the Predaking fusion.
There we go.
One of the highest priority prisoners on the Elcanor, along with his 4 other compatriots.
Oh, no.
What was it? Yeah. Serial killer, cannibal, combiner, functionally immortal. Which is why he was put in deep stasis lock and shifted out of the galaxy.
Operation fling him into a black hole.
Pretty much, they were going to put him on a space station in the event horizon of a black hole and hope that kept him there.
Yep.
They tried throwing him in a black hole and he got out later with his other teammates.
Wow.
No.
Yeah. Decepticon science experiment.
Found another one. Or the remnants of his work.
Yeah.
Is there any footage of him leaving the ship?
Well, it continues up to the bay where they're in, where he pulls himself in and kills and eats the Autobot inside. You can see it through kind of the pilot area. And then he just kind of crawls onto the engines of the ship and leaps off into the void.
Okay, there we go.
Well, that's terrifying.
So on the bright side, we are not going to go to the dock and find that our companions have been ripped to shreds and eaten.
That's nice, yes.
Rampage is a bit of a nightmare.
Oh,
He's still out there.
okay.
He was doing this while you were in stasis lock, just waking up for that first planet. When you found the Alchemy.
I guess the time would line up for that.
Yeah.
This happened after you guys found the Alchemy. This is actually pretty fresh. Near the end of the recording, a vessel comes over the ships and scans it. It's a Autobot vessel, different from the one in the docking bay.
Got here just in time to witness the aftermath.
Yep. If you wanted to assign like registration names, it looks like it was one of the security vessels from the Elcanor.
Okay.
Survivors.
That's good to know. Okay.
Provided it's Autobots on board.
Yes.
Or not. Yeah, Autobots.
Yeah.
We can't say.
Do we see the direction they go in?
The void of space.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, we missed them by a little bit there, Captain.
Unfortunate, but I'm sure we'll meet again.
Yes.
All right. Is there an emergency beacon we could activate so that people from like one of the civilizations that the people here belonged to could?
You could attach a beacon to the ship.
Yeah.
I assume we're dropping those probes everywhere too.
The Von Neumann probes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, drop 1 or 2 here, so it.
Yeah. No. Rampage killed everyone on board, and that's really hard. There was like 1 million people on this ship, and each and every single one is dead.
Well, someone had fun.
We need to steer clear of that or do something. I don't know, Captain.
I think we need to deal with him before he does this to another station.
Yeah. Ugh.
Into a black hole. Anyway, let's
Definitely want the 5 of them to get together. Because if you think Rampage is bad, when he's 5 Cybertronians big and hungry.
Ugh.
Let's meet up with the others, begin the salvage expedition. Let's make sure something comes of this.
Alright. You all meet back up, probably in the airlock, I'm guessing. Discuss your findings.
Sure.
We relay, I assume.
Maybe you're there for what they found.
Yeah.
That lines up with what we saw.
would suggest we leave these people's personal belongings where they are, but salvage the Cybertronian tech. Give the Autobot and his ship a proper farewell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dark. Do we have anyone left we have to do a thing for?
No.
No?
That's all of them?
That's good enough.
Perfect. Well, on that chilling fucking note, I was Devin,
Tyler?
Ian.
Kevin?
And Peter.
and this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.